The war may end this year. Ukrainian intelligence has named the conditions for such a development of events. Volodymyr Zelensky answered Putin whether he would go to Moscow. My name is Albina Pidhirnyak. Actual news for your attention. The day before, the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, visited the Flextronic plant in Mukachevo. This is an American enterprise that the Russians struck and destroyed. 17 people were injured during the Russian strike on the enterprise. Some are still in the hospital. Zelensky talked with the company's employers about the recovery and further work of the business.
Евакуацію всіх 600 співробітників наших.
Being Ukraine.
Дякую дуже вам.
Нашим людям дякуємо за те, що вони працюють.
More. That's how I want to bring more investors.
Okay. People. And I think this is important.
Yes.
It's important just to speak, to understand each other.
Yes, we have to.
Volodymyr Zelensky responded to Putin's offer to come to Moscow for negotiations. The Ukrainian leader clearly stated that he cannot go to the capital of the country from where bombs are flying over the heads of our people.
Now, 3 weeks after the summit in Alaska, still no meeting between you and Putin. He said he will meet if you come to Moscow.
He can come to Kiev. You know, if a person doesn't want to meet during the war, of course he can propose something which can't be acceptable by me or by other. It's understandable. I can't go to Moscow when my country is under missiles, under attacks each day. I can't go to this capital of these terrorists. It's understandable, and he understands it. It's the same proposition, as I said, that he has to come to Kiev. Yeah, so it's understandable that he is doing it to postpone the meeting. Now, I always said we can't trust Putin. He plays games, and he's playing games with the United States. I think so. It's to my mind.
I'd like to remind you that the day before, Putin offered Zelensky to come to Moscow, thus in reality cancelling the possibility of negotiations at the level of leaders proposed by Ukraine.
We are ready for high-level meetings. Listen, the Ukrainian side wants this meeting and is proposing it. I said, we are ready. Please come. We definitely promise conditions for work and security, a 100% guarantee. But if they tell us that they want a meeting, but you come there for this meeting, it seems to me that these are just residual questions addressed to us.
Trump was asked if he was considering inviting Russia to the G20 summit. The American leader answered that the question is interesting. According to Trump, Xi Jinping and Putin could participate in the summit as observers. I'd like to remind our viewers that the G20 summit will be held in Miami in 2026.
And he's going to be a great leader of Poland, but I've invited Poland already.
What about Russia? What about Russia?
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't thought of that. No, I haven't thought of that. That's an interesting question. I'm going to think about that for a little while.
Also, in his last interview, Trump spoke about the self-proclaimed president of Belarus. Trump called Lukashenko a strong leader and said that he respects Lukashenko. I hope that you understand how much Trump's cynicism affects us Ukrainians.
It was amazing. A few weeks ago, very little written about it. But there should have been. But it was a very nice gesture. The head of Belarus, who's a very respected man, strong person, strong leader. He released 16 hostages. John Cole, a lawyer who works for me, a great lawyer actually.
The Pentagon, meanwhile, has its own atmosphere. They're engaged in important changes there. In particular, the Ministry of Defense is now being renamed the Ministry of War. Accordingly, the names of ministerial officers are also being changed. The war may be over by the end of this year. This was stated by the representative of Ukrainian intelligence, Andriy Yusov. He noted that for the war to the end as soon as possible, several factors must coincide, including the red lines of Ukrainian society, our ability to maintain defense, and the work of Ukrainian diplomats.
We are not talking about forecasts, but about scenarios, about probable scenarios. And every analyst, when analyzing and studying a particular problem, gives different scenarios, perhaps in percentages, of the probability of their implementation. And of course, there are signs of the external and internal economic situation in Russia, their losses, which indicate certain indicators. But the real situation on the battlefield is the real situation on the battlefield. Could it end? Maybe. And for that to happen, many factors must coincide. Increased pressure on the state aggressor, increased assistance to Ukraine, defensive, economic, and other. Increased pressure from sanctions, economic pressure, and a tougher stance from our partners. Of course, first and foremost, it is the ability of the Ukrainian security and defense forces to deter the enemy, to repel the enemy, and the ability of Ukrainian diplomacy, and of course, the willingness of Ukrainian society to continue to defend itself, to continue to defend its own Ukraine. Further, analyzing all these factors, we can draw certain conclusions, but the fact that Ukraine is making every possible and impossible effort to end this conflict as quickly as possible and achieve a just peace is simply a fact.
Four Ukrainian soldiers who had been hiding from the Russians for over 3 years were evacuated from the occupation. The commander of the Naval Forces of Ukraine, Alexei Nishpapa, said that Presidential Commission for the Military Rights Protection, Olga Reshetilova, received information about the twin brother of the exchanged Marine who was hiding in a hospital in eastern Ukraine after being seriously injured in 2022. Later, it turned out that 3 more National Guard soldiers were in the hospital with him, who had been hiding there for over 3 years. A doctor who was helping the military was also evacuated. The operation was carried out in several stages despite the danger and increased filtering measures by the Russian special services. Petro Andriushchenko posted the video on his Telegram.
Can you briefly talk about your emotions?
I can't describe them.
How long have you not seen him already?
Without 2 months. 4 years.
And that's your brother, right?
Yes, this is my younger brother. Now I meet, of course, I miss it very much. I haven't seen each other for a very long time either. I went to the service a little earlier, so I can't see. I'm just over 4 years old. It's hard. You can't go through this easily.
We are also waiting for the guys who were with me in captivity. Thank God that it happened, they were also released. These are 2 hells, so to speak.
This time everything was very powerful. The implementation of these operations was supervised by both the commander of the naval forces and the commander of the National Guard of Ukraine. I, as a simple fighter, say thank you very much to them. I didn't think that at this level, generals would be able to intervene in this situation. On constant contact, on constant monitoring. We are fighting for the soldiers to bring them home.
I knew, I felt it. I will not forget this day.
There is a mental connection. I felt it, honestly. He is waiting for me. I made a promise to myself that I would not die.
Mum, everything is fine. I'm already at home. I'm in Odessa. I was welcomed. Everything is very good. I miss you.
Honestly, I'm still gone. I don't understand that I'm already home. There is still some fear that is present. I can't explain it to you like that, I think. There is still fear. Shaking, but everything is in a mix.
They have a huge spirit. They are not broken. Every person who returns, he is a true Ukrainian, a true patriot. And this is our future. The second guy is very important, the special unit angel, which did not pull out the first guy. Extremely dangerous, extremely thoughtful.
Today is the 25th year, the month of September, and they were there all this time. We had very different events that took place in the country. But we were able to see it. We followed the news, saw with our own eyes. But what happened there, the guys will tell. The guys will tell, and this is a very long time.
Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. Glory to the nation. Death to enemies. Ukraine, above all.
Now fully on the wing. Both of my wings are behind me.
The Air Force of Ukraine showed an extremely interesting video. This is, so to speak, behind the scenes. What happens before the plane take off on its combat mission? The process of preparation, I suggest you watch it. Dear viewers, thank you for watching this video. Give it a like and leave your comment. I'll be grateful for your activity and communication. Take care. See you soon.